I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable. I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying.
It's just a tool, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No. No, it's an alien life form.
The internet has changed us in ways we can't even begin to comprehend. It was meant to be a gateway to accessible information, but it ended up being a constant destructive force in our lives that changed everything we knew in only a few generations. Rather than getting news from the paper or from established sources, the modern world uses the internet more and more to get informed about issues. This medium has given a new lease of life to fake news and has given a platform where people can post whatever they want with no filter or consequence, and if people think, well, this must be true, I read it on the internet. Fake news becomes most prevalent on the internet when it comes to politics. With so many different opinions being shared, it can become easy to get lost down the rabbit hole and get confused about what you're seeing. It also helps in the creation of echo chambers, which is where you believe everyone has the same opinion as you because it's what your social media feed says. To understand how fake news can spread though, it's important to understand one of the key reasons for it in the first place: to manipulate people. The US President Donald Trump has been known to cry fake news over the 4 years of his presidency. However, upon closer inspection it seems less like fake news and more like news that doesn't fit with his reality, such as when he claimed to have won the election even though it was apparent he had lost. Trump has done lots to reduce the faith in the media outlets that go against him, so much to the point that he claimed if he lost the election, he would start his own news show. But it's not just America where this type of behaviour happens. The UK Conservative government claimed they were going to review whether or not Channel 4 would be allowed to continue after they embarrassed them at a climate change debate. The way the modern world views the more traditional way of news reporting is warped and does require a lot of improvement. The biggest issue is that there is too much distrust where there should only be scepticism, but whose fault is that? To find out, a survey was taken of 8 European countries to find out what they thought about different types of media. Because of this, we know that 38% of British adults get their daily news from social media, and that 73% of 18 to 29-year-olds get their news from the internet. That dominates TV, radio or print. The question at this point could be asked, well, isn't this inevitable? People are just moving with the times after all, and moving with the times isn't a bad thing, but the issue with the internet is that it isn't regulated like traditional media is. In the UK there is an independent body called Ofcom that makes sure that all content broadcast is suitable. It's them you have to thank for the watershed. But on the internet it's the Wild West, it's lawless. There is some regulation on some websites, such as displaying fact checks next to false information, or displaying information about the subject under the post, which is something that Instagram and TikTok both do. However, if you're someone who believes that the world is lying to you and keeping the truth from you, why would you trust what a corporation tells you the facts are? The issue with online news sources is that there is no punishment for telling a lie. There is no Ofcom of the internet to fact check a tweet before it gets posted. The broad view of the internet is that it's completely free, and if you're going to view it you should do so with a pinch of salt and fact check what you read. It seems that we're so far gone now and there's no way back. However, I believe there is a way. I think that the mainstream media needs to acknowledge that people don't trust them, and try and regain that trust. But how? Well, for a start, would it be impossible to have information online fact-checked to the level of regular news? It would still be left up regardless of whether or not it was true, but it would come with a little sticker that knew if we could trust the source. And again, if that was done, people would claim it was keeping real news down and pushing an agenda. But that goes back to the point of skepticism versus full-blown distrust. David Bowie was right with his prediction. We could never have predicted we'd end up here. But here we are. Unfortunately, there are people who take things at face value and assume that just because they read it on the internet, it's true. And that's the main problem. They read it on the internet.